So everyone, and welcome to some Marvel. Ain't this marvelous? Yes, this is new Warrior trailer that my friend Sakura told me to check out, and I decided, well, you know what? Let's make a video of this because I am curious about this. And right out, I'm gonna say I'm not a big fan of Marvel. I'm not a big fan of DC, and it has nothing to do with the changes I've heard of and stuff like that. I've never been a fan of comics in general, actually. I'm more of a manga gamer guy, and comics never really been a big thing for me. And that not for mention that comics, especially back in my when I was younger, wasn't really super big in Sweden, as I remember at least. I never found much of those. So I never really had this growing up with. So I will watch this in a pretty neutral, floating around objective, and I hope you all that is sharpening your pitchfork is that you can have some sort of mercy towards an ignorant twat as me. And I did see though the like and dislike ratio on this was freaking horrendous. But to be honest, I kind of expect that at this point, because if they do one thing in one direction, they get so much shit for that. If they do the other direction, they get just as much shit for that. And that is the thing I think in general today that is a bit of a problem, because everyone is so extremely polarized, Either it's in the different medias and stuff like that. If you are for or against LGBT, if you're for or against the diversity and whatnot. And of course, especially fans, and that goes not only for comic and all of that, but also like K-pop stands and stuff like that. Yeah, freaking scary. I'm just saying, fans, okay, but as soon as they start to go up, no, you're actually freaking me out quite a bit. I'm just saying, that goes for everything. But enough chatter. Once again, I'm gonna take it. Well, it's Marvel at least. Wow, that's so 90s.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New War.
His name is Kibblesmith? That's a funny name. Isn't there a candy that is like Kibbles or something like that? I need to check that actually. Let's see. Kibble. Google, give me answer. Kibble dog food. Okay. Okay. I just imagine now that he sits there forging dog food. I'm so sorry. I should have laughed. We haven't even seen anything, and I'm just laughing at his name. Oh God, I feel so bad.
Warriors #1. I got interested in the New Warriors later. I remember seeing them on the shelf when I was a kid, picking up comics in the 90s, and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was intimidated by, Night Thrasher had a blade coming out of his wrist. Nova was really buff. They were all the edgy characters for the 90s. As
the classic female expression there. Just barely wearing a swimsuit. Yes, it almost reminds me what the fascination of very tight suits. I mean, I'm not one that should talk about that, because if I was wearing one, I would look like a oversized hot dog. We don't want that.
New Warriors, I thought, were really interesting characters because they occupy this really cool space. They're forever young, but they've now been around for 30 years. My editors on the previous books I'd done, like Loki and Black Panther vs. Deadpool, asked if I would be interested in doing a New Warriors tie-in that actually poses them as the authority figures in this conflict instead of the rebels, and I really liked the tension of that. So because the New Warriors are the authority figures in this story, they have to be mentoring New Warriors who are under 21 and subject to the...
That looks like something from Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077. And I can see I can see a flaw already. And it's not a flaw, more a flaw aimed towards fans. There's a fat girl there. I can already see people ripping them just for that. They look like a funky ass. I mean, seriously, they look like something with Cyberpunk, you know? It's colorful. The red and pink one, I kind of like them, actually. They look kind of cool. And now, obviously, I have no idea what their powers and stuff are. And I see I see you there, little emo kid hiding there in the background. Is that a vampire? Is there a vampire in this? Just looking at, like, if I saw this as an image, I would be like, well, that is a bunch of funky kids. You know? I mean...
The laws that triggered the outlawed event. This new law is making it illegal to be a vigilante under the age of 21. The artist on New Warrior...
Illegal to be a vigilante? Don't we have a law against vigilante already? I actually checked that. Do we have that? Vigilantes. Vigilante law. Is there any laws for that? However, the term councils... Tifa, I'm actually... Go away from the door there. I'm actually trying to research law here. Behavior that resemble or match that of vigilance. Vigilance often describe the action of a single person or group of people. Like the authority to do so. Yeah, I mean... I assume in most cases it is seen as an... you know, not allowed to... You're not allowed to go and punch people however you like it, you know?
Warriors number 1 is Luciano Vecchio. He designed all of the new Warriors and gave them costumes that felt as modern as the new Warriors costumes to sort of feel classic and instantly familiar. So the first character that we're introduced to is Trailblazer. She's a group home and foster kid who is volunteering at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher runs to the rescue. And because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this new outlawed law. And she inherited from her grandfather a magic backpack.
A magic backpack? You couldn't give her some... There is a million things you could do with her, and you give her a freaking magic backpack? That is a bit, a bit lazy, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna say I kind of like the coloring, you know, with these bright colors. It's having this really neon style, futuristic neon style going on there, but a glowing backpack? Okay. This is gonna be like an, what the fuck is that bag in Dungeons and Dragons? Bag of holding, you know, like you can have like an unlimited amount of things in there. Which personally I think is pretty cool, because it's always makes me think on the mask, you know, and he's like pulling out from his pocket like 35 guns stuck to each other or something like that. But over the bag, I personally think that's cool, but I don't think I would put that as a superhero power.
Divine origin. We picked the name Trailblazer because...
Ah yes, the divine origin of this magic backpack from the god of Olympus, Backpackius. It was actually it was when Heracles killed Backpackius, he flayed his nutsack, because, you know, the holding of valuable goods, and now it's a backpack. But don't tell them, no one knows. Maybe I should make a character there.
She's somebody who charges into action. She knows that she can do some good with this, you know, mysterious gift that she's been given. Screen time is a internet kid taken to its sort of logical conclusion. As a youth, he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas, and that's...
Internet gas? What? That sounds like something... Oh god, I know some people would use, oh god, like the SWs, you know? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they use some internet gas of people, holy shit. Internet gas. What is that even? Digital gas? Like, out from the USB drive? Oh shit, I got digital gas here.
has patched him permanently into the World Wide Web. The word screen time is only ever used in a sort of restrictive sense, and because we're doing a story about teenage rebels, a lot of the names are about teens fighting against labels that are put on them. So with screen time, we liked the idea that he has infinite screen time. Snowflake.
Okay. Wait, Snowflake is saved? God! Don't tell me that is on. Oh my God. Yeah. Why do you do this to me? I was just gonna. Oh God, it's screen time. I actually never heard anyone using that term online in any kind of way. That oh, you have no screen time. I mean, obviously I know what it is. And how is he gonna have infinite screen time? I mean, it would be fucking trolly, and I would actually love that if every screen you see of I assume it's gonna be a comic, that every page and every single frame you see him somewhere, like just in the corner, like a little pixel or something like that, just a little thing, but he's there everywhere, and you never get away from him. That would honestly be a fucking funny power. And though I must say, I do kind of like the idea of this, like how, from my understanding, is that he's like constantly on the internet, like his mind is there or something, or what it's. I mean, I kind of like the concept of it, that it can be like, yeah, you know, having like the brain constantly connected to the internet. Like, I can already see that would be horrible of two things: toxic fans and lots of porn. I just imagine Matrix, you know, when Neo's like, I know Kung Fu, but screen time is like, okay, okay. Snowflake is, oh God, Lord in heaven and beyond, what is this for name? Praise Cthulhu.
And Safe Space are the twins, and their names are very similar to screen time. It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory to.
Wait, similar to screen time? When have ever screen time been considered, been seen as? I need to check that. Do people actually use that as an insult? I mean, I've been called lots of things in my life on the internet. I've been called beta, cuck, SUW, and faggot, and whatever, all kind of random shit, you know. But I never, NPC have been called as well. Why not any name in an NPC then? But screen time? Screen time insult. Is there insult? Is there? Screen time is not making kids. What? Screen time is making kids moody, crazy, and lazy. I wouldn't say it's the screen time. I would probably say it's more because of like the Paul brothers, Lillipons, and whatever kind of shit people we have out there on the YouTube sphere. But okay, I never in my entire life seen that, and I'm pretty old. I'm about 92 years. No, I'm 33. Don't judge me. At least I don't sit in my mom's basement as a normal redneck. I have my own little mini apartment. I literally have one room. I live in one room. But, okay, ignore that. Screen time. Where have it ever been used as derogatory terms? Snowflake and Safe Space is obviously. And you know what I consider with those? You know, that especially the right-wing leaning side tend to call the left-wing side of that. And I tend to say it's like, you know, often they say that those that are most against gays are those that are in the closet, you know, that they are the biggest gays, that, you know, they're trying to ungay themselves by doing something like this. I know this is gonna not be a popular opinion, I guess, but Donald Trump is the biggest fucking bitter cuck snowflake I ever seen in my life. Or people say mean things to me on the internet. And my small hands can't reach the keyboard. Fuck ass. Ah well. But using a name on a hero sounds just like fucking weird. I can see what they're trying to do in that regard. They're trying to take these derogatory terms and make it more a positive thing, you know? Like, that is the thing with words in general. Many words obviously change by time. A South Park episode that is very good on this, I think, is the one when they are like talking about fags, faggot, and how that word have changed through history, and we give it new meanings by time. I mean, just look on internet terms and slangs like that. Now I don't use those terms myself, because I don't think there is a reason for me to use them, because I have plenty of friends and close friends that is homosexual, and I feel no reason to use those terms to upset them and all that. But I find it just weird. I'm sorry, this is just fucking cracking me up. I can say right away this video is gonna get demonetized as hell, because I've been saying certain word that Susan doesn't like.
Take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor. Safe Space is kind of a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock. He can create force fields, but he can only trigger them if he's protecting somebody else.
Okay, I gotta say, right out of the bat, I like that power actually. That's a cool, I kind of like that, you know, they're having this like protector, you know, defender, guardian. And though I wouldn't say he doesn't look like a jock in my opinion, because I assume jock, you know, they look like sleaze bags with wet hair and muscles and little brain. This guy looks actually pretty smart in that regard. I'm gonna get so much shit for this video. Personally, I don't mind the pink and all that. I think pink is an awesome color. Actually, one of my favorite shirts is pink. Right now I have a red one though, but I think it's a nice color. I like that it's very vibrant and all of that. And not to mention, I actually have NPCs. Just because I've been talking about that. OCs that have like that color combination stuff. So I think it's pretty neat. Though, just the very name, Safe Space, and yeah, that's...
Snowflake is non-binary and goes by they, them. Snowflake has the power to generate individual crystallized snowflake-shaped shurikens. The connotations of the word snowflake in our culture right now are something fragile. And this is a character who is turning it into something sharp. Snowflake.
Okay. That is also, I mean, personally, power-wise, you know, creating like ice snowflakes and throw like shurikens, that is a cool power in my book, to be honest. You know, because, not to mention, and that is why I also hate that term, snowflake, because it has been overused by so many fucking people. And when I see like images of snowflake, because if you're like looking at, you know, this beautiful zoomed in image of snowflakes, they look beautiful. I love that. But then there's of course the people like, everyone that disagree with me are snowflakes. Pretty much how people are on the internet. Non-binary, okay. I have no problem with that. I can see though that many would be like, no, they add in something that didn't exist 5 years ago, in their opinion. You know what? It kind of reminds me of the fucking thing with Soldier 76. Then it revealed that he was either homosexual or bisexual, simply by like 2 frames in a story about Anna. And people fucking... the insanity! It was so fucking absurd! I was fucking dying! I remember I had such a discussion with one guy. He called me all names under the sun. I was a furry, I liked futa, and I was a beta cock and whatnot. And I'm like... He very upset. For people that say like, I don't care about those things, but as soon as a character is revealed with those traits or being that, they like, ah! I understand to a point that there are sadly certain studios, certain places that is like they're trying to shoehorn in a little bit of that, you know. And personally, I don't really mind that because it is, of course, to add a little bit of diversity. Because it's not only white, straight males that see them playing video games. And seeing that though, also how people can react so extreme negatively. I mean, had they said like, it's a straight guy, people wouldn't bat an eye. But as soon as like, well, they are pitchfork. Why is it so weird? Because they exist. They are people that exist out there. You know? Well, that's me. I'm just finding it just weird that they're using Snowflake in safe space.
Is the person has the more offensive power, and safe space is the person has the more defensive power. The idea was that they would mirror each other and complement each other.
I mean, I kind of like that in that regard. Twins, one is offensive and one is defensive, and I'm just seeing that as an... what is up with that face he has? And that is cool in my book, but I'm still just the names. Oh. It's why didn't they think that as soon as they pick those names, then you just by that, and of course other things here, the people will rip them as big asshole.
E negative is the goth kid. When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion, we assume from Michael Morbius.
Ah, the
he has
vampire
a
guy.
Similar look and very similar vampire powers.
Okay, that guy seemed to... That looks... Just this image here, it looks like it's drawn in fucking paint. Like, I know it's just an, overview with design and all of that. But it looks really cheap. If they're gonna present new characters, especially something like from Marvel, even if it's just an basic design, I think they really need to showcase a little bit more than like, yeah, I drew this on paint in 5 minutes. Okay, I know I can't draw that in paint in 5 minutes, but it's obviously extremely cheap, this, how they've been doing this. Like, I think they could, if they really want to get people more hyped into this, they really need to showcase more. But I must say, I actually like his name. B negative, blood type. He's an emo kid, negative. A and B, vampire movies tend to be B movies. So maybe it's just me because I like puns and I'm dumb like that, but the name is pretty fitting. Kind of sucks though.
B negative also is obviously a pun. It's a blood type, which is great for a vampire character. And it's also a proud ownership of the idea of having a bad attitude. I want the people who read our new warrior...
Wait. Proud owner of bad what? Okay.
To feel all of the excitement that they felt if they read the 90s one. We want it to have big, colorful characters, personality clashes, romance, a diverse cast, which is something that the New Warriors titles have always strived to make a priority. Every New Warriors comic has always felt like a reflection of the year that it came out. And I don't think we're worried about being dated. I think we're way more interested about it being now.
Okay. So, and this took longer than it should be because I'm blabbering so fucking much. I'm sorry for that, guys. But if I'm gonna say right away, looking at this from a viewpoint of a dude that have never watched anything of this stuff, read anything of New Warriors before, and never really been into comics in general, and just seeing this just out spectrum like this, I would say like, It's nothing like wow, but I'm not like most people that seem to like pitchfork and let's go Shrek style into the freaking Marvel and stab them or something like that. I know most people won't do that, but you know what I mean. The very extreme of either side. I'm more like, Okay. Oh no, a non-binary. Oh nay, I can't read this. Ugh. Got a stroke. And I think generally the idea of this is okay, well, whatever. I just find it a bit lackluster, and you know, when they're presenting this, we got to see some nice images of it, like some of these, but when it's showing like the designs of the character, it was so cheap. It felt like, oh come on, if you really want to sell this to people, you need to make it look really attractive, like you put lots of work to it, you know. And I know that most people will not care in the end about their sexual orientations and all of that stuff. It's more for most. I would say there will always be people like that. We know that, but we ignore them. We just mock them. When we see this like character, this page there, the character stands above, looks really cool, and then this young. I mean, in a sense, it makes sense, you know, in a way, that it's like they're all about the young generation. They're gonna deal with all this crap that the older generation is fucking up and doing, kind of how the situation is today. And I can see it can be cool. I have no idea. As said, I'm not a big fan of Marvel in general and comics. So I will say like, okay, it looks colorful, very inclusive. And I know they're gonna be... Oh god, it lags. My fucking camera. Oh gosh, I hate this. But yeah, the thing is that I find is that it's people obviously gonna get outraged, and I haven't checked on YouTube yet, but I'm pretty sure there is many people that is ripping this apart. In general, I think thinking like, it seems to be like a meh, you know. And I know I'm gonna get lots of shit for saying that and not being on everyone's hate wagon and all that. But as said, I have nothing for this. I mean, had maybe if I'd been invested and was excited for this, maybe I'd be upset, or maybe I would be like, fuck yeah, this is cool. And I will say this right away: if you like this, that is okay. If you don't like it, that's okay as well. I mean, I'm saying that right away. I think it's people today have such an extreme that if most people dislike something, it's not allowed to like it in general, you know? Giving this extreme sense that's in many ways can be rather harmful, I guess, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just me, a random non-comic guy opinion. But yeah, I just wanted to check this out, give my thoughts on it. As said, meh.